that a real question?
That's a real question. I've just seen you on the film.
What's the question? Sorry.
When did he actually start playing frisbee?
I started playing in the fall of 2014. And I got my first USAU membership in the spring of 2015.
Where did you start playing?
Georgetown University. I was looking for stuff to do as a freshman in college. You know, you're trying to find your place. I played basketball in high school, and I had heard that the club basketball team at Georgetown was very competitive, very hard to make. So frisbee was my backup option. And I said, yeah, if I make the frisbee team, great. If I make the basketball team, I'll quit frisbee after the first year and just focus on that. But then found that the frisbee team was very devoted and just had this like competitive energy that the basketball team didn't have. So I kind of stuck with it. I also really wanted to learn how to throw a flick, and it took a lot longer than I thought it would take.
What did you study?
In school, I studied biology of global health. That was my major.
Since you went to Georgetown, what does Patrick Ewing mean to you?
Answer wisely.
That's a good question. So, Georgetown is a historic men's basketball program, but I have not been as attached to the basketball team recently because the team has not been very good recently. In the 4 years I was at Georgetown, we made the NCAA tournament once and failed to reach the NIT tournament twice.
And Georgetown's win, so what's it?
So the name used to be Catholic Justice, and it was changed to Just Justice in 2019. The name Catholic Justice, I don't know where it came from. It didn't really mean too much to me. I kind of just went with the flow, and I'm glad the team kind of paved its own way after I left and changed the name to Just Justice. They decided that was more inclusive and would be easier to make people feel welcome to the team and would lead to fewer questions and all those good things.
Is it easier to play offense playing basketball or what?
It's easier playing offense in Ultimate because in high school there are a lot of athletic, big defenders, and on the Ultimate field there are, in my opinion, very few people who can guard me.
When you play basketball, were there any overly excited parents, and were any of your parents one of them?
I was gonna say my mom was one of those parents. So in high school, I didn't get much playing time. I was on the JV team my freshman and sophomore year, barely saw the court on varsity my junior year, and finally started my senior year after a little bit of a growth spurt. So my mom, even though I wouldn't be playing, would be yelling with like 45 seconds left in the game when I finally got in a blowout, yelling at me to shoot the ball, to make sure I was like playing great defense, and that kind of carried on as my role in the team increased and I became a starter, and I could always hear her yelling after every great thing. She never really yelled constructive stuff. It was kind of just yelling to make noise is what I thought it was, but it was always in love, and I always loved having her at games.
And did that carry over to the pro frisbee games?
Yeah, I played half a season in the ADL, and my mom came to 2 or 3 games, and I could hear from the stands even at a frisbee game. There's one, like the ADL makes these like highlight videos, and you can hear her in one of the highlight videos yelling.
What did she say?
Just like, there you go, that's my baby, something like that.
I love it. I feel like I can hear her right now.
That's not what my dad was.
What are all the teams you've played for in your like ultimate
My ultimate career, I've played for Georgetown Justice, and in the club realm, I've played for Baltimore Medicine Men and Washington, D.C. Truck Stop.
Are there any club teams that you would like to play for and why?
No.
Politics that crazy.
Would you rather lose your hearing or your sight?
Rather lose my hearing. Sight is something you're doing constantly, and I think you take in most information from sight, so I would hate to see that go. Hearing, there are other ways.
I hate to see that go.
That is good. I'm too
Yeah.
serious.
What's something you always, always, always have to have in your pantry?
Ooh, my pantry. I think some instant ramen for some nights when, and I'm not talking about like the cheap stuff. I get like the $3 a pack, like gourmet instant ramen. So I always have some of that in my pantry in case I'm a little hungry at like 11 p.m. and need a quick snack.
I'm not talking about the cheap stuff. $3.
$3 a pack. $3 a pack.
Do you have any pregame rituals?
Pre-game rituals, no. Just warm up like normal. Get on the line like normal. Stare down the D line like normal. Wonder who's gonna be guarding me like normal, and when healthy, try and score the first goal like normal.
When you are cleaning yourself in the shower, how do you apply the soap to your body?
So I have a little puff, loofah. So, run that underneath the shower head, put the soap in the loofah, get it nice and lathered, and then apply the lathered loofah to my body.
Do you have a prediction for tomorrow's game? Today's game?
Yeah, Philly cheesesteaks are going to win.
Yes.
Good answer. Good answer.